Hello, my lovely viewers, and welcome. I am Kira, a romantic ace, and tonight we are rerunning Chapter 14 of Endless Summer Book 2. If you haven't joined me before, welcome! I drink and I cuss. If you want to play the drinking game along with me, the rules are right here on the screen, also below the player at twitch.tv/aromanticace. If you cannot read the words in either spot, go to that website, click on the graphic underneath the player, and it'll take you to my Wattpad, where you can read the most recent version of the drinking game rules in text form. Also, if you haven't joined me before, the story so far, so we are playing as Kira, a college co-ed who won this all-expenses-paid trip to this private island owned by this rich asshole, the bunch of our friends from the university. Well, I say friends, a lot of them didn't know us or even like us, but, you know. They're our friends now, so it's fine. They're our friends from university. And, you know, this was supposed to be fun summer vacation in the Caribbean. Everybody's just gonna hang out at this fancy resort and on the beach and go, you know, I don't know, parasailing and, you know, whatever you do at a rich asshole's resort. Anyway, we got there and there were no support staff anywhere on the island, so there was no one at air traffic control, there was no one at the resort. The only person we had who was employed by this rich asshole is our tour guide, who was on the plane with us. So, but there was somebody around to set that plane on fire, and then set all the yachts in the marina on fire, so that we couldn't escape, which is weird. But you know what else decided we couldn't escape? A fucking sea monster. And I really wish I was kidding with that, but I'm absolutely not. There was a fucking sea monster just waiting off the coast for us to try to escape, I guess, and then his job was to make sure that we didn't? I don't know. Anyway, we weren't able to get off the island by conventional means, not to mention this island wasn't actually completely empty except for us, because there's, you know, seahorses with butterfly wings that just fly off out of the water. And there's a saber-toothed tiger running around, and a blue frost-breathing fox who's our friend, Furball. We just love Furball. He's so cute. We love him. I hope we see him again. And, and the island's indigenous inhabitants, that this rich asshole totally stole this land from, the Na'vi, the Vanti, are the Watchers, or the very clearly ripped off from a James Cameron movie people who hopefully don't control wild animals through their hair. Yeah, so anyway, they went from kind of wanting to kill us to now being our friends, and they want us to collect all these amber idols, because apparently we were prophesied in their religion as being, you know, the bringers of the apocalypse. The 12 horse people of the apocalypse, if you will, so that's interesting. And so, but really all we want to do is get off the island, so in the last chapter, chapter 13, we actually finally managed that. We walked through this Stargate, it's basically a Stargate, to get off the island and back to our University of Hartfield, which is now a volcano. There's just a volcano in the middle of campus, and somehow we're standing there and not being killed by all the noxious gases that spew out of a volcano, or any of the lava that's literally flowing around. Like, this will honestly kill you, but whatever, I guess. And, so now we're like, So if you joined me last Friday, you will recall that we've already played Chapter 14. Now, you may be asking yourself, Kira, why on earth are you replaying Chapter 14 if you've already played it? Well, my lovely viewers, we got to the end of that chapter, if you were here last time or if you watched that VOD, and realized that I missed a clue, which means I would not get the full bonus scene at the end of this act, which I can only assume is at the end of Chapter 15 because that's the close of the book. So, I mean, I have the achievement hunting tag on this stream for a reason. I have a way that I'm trying to play this game, and I am going to do it, damn it. Told you I cuss. So, I need that clue, so we're gonna rerun it. I've still got, I'm still gonna try not to spoil it for anybody who this might be their first time seeing this, this chapter. So, hopefully Like, I'm gonna try to replay it. I wrote down all my choices. And I'm gonna try to replay it the same way that I did last time, but this will be the version that we carry over going forward. So the last VOD is just kind of it's an alternate timeline, if you will. I've just splintered the timelines, which is very appropriate for this game, actually. So, yeah. So with that, the stinger for Chapter 14 is, at last, you and your friends find your way home, only to learn that there's no home to go back to. What does that mean? Besides giant volcano in the middle of campus? Let's find out! This is Act 6, Chapter 14. You can't promise anything anymore. Error, cannot locate target. It's almost like we're not on the island. Imagine. You and your friends stand together, gazing out at a fiery hellscape. The gate worked. We're home. It's a volcano. You're saying this is... Sean silently watches the destruction, his face creased with pain. His voice is hoarse when he finally offers an answer. Yeah, it's hurtful. Nah, man, no way! Tja, last I remember there wasn't a freaking volcano in the middle of Frat Row. I don't understand. What happened? Oh, surely this is the distant future. It must be. You slowly spin around. The lava stretches as far as you can see. What the hell are we supposed to do here? We have to, so we can say, look for survivors or figure out what happened. Well, first of all, hopefully, on this stream you're noticing that there is game music that you can actually hear. I really hope you can hear it. I really want you to hear it. That's another part of the reason we're doing this stream, is to test my new audio setup on this brand new computer with so much better, you know, everything. So yeah. Fingers crossed for the VOD. Anyway, we have to look for survivors or figure out what happened. Let's see, what did I do last time? I think I did figure out what happened. Oh yeah, because the rationale was that, you couldn't really help survivors until we knew what happened, and probably in the process of figuring out what happened, we would find survivors. So, but again, this is one of those false dichotomies that the game is setting up for no reason, because there's honestly no reason why we couldn't have two teams on this. One group going out and actively looking for survivors, and another group investigating what's going on, so that we could then converge, excuse me, and take care of everything at once. But no, apparently we have to choose, which we shouldn't, but I'm still going to go with we have to figure out what happened. Good point. We have no idea how to stop this if we don't know what it is. There could be people suffering out there right now. Suffering! Don't you care? Again, no reason you couldn't go out and look for survivors while the rest of us do something else, Sean, but... And it seems to be stuff that's centered around Sean, too, I notice. Because the last time they had a really bad false dichotomy was back in Book 1, where you had a choice between a group that goes off and basically tries to figure out what happened again, but it's back at the Celestial, trying to figure out why there's no one else in sight, and another group that just wanted to go chill by the beach because they'd had a really stressful day the day before. And there was really no reason, and it's what they ended up doing. They just ended up having two groups, but then, like, the group that went and investigated was all resentful of the other group for staying and, you know, playing on the beach, and it's like, but why? Why? There's no reason to resent that. Everybody can do different things, and it's okay. Anyway. And yeah, Sean was part of that dichotomy again. And it's like, yeah, dude, you can't do that. You can't do that. Come on. Come on. Especially when it's like two very valid options. Like, just knock it off. You can have multiple people doing different things. Okay. We do, Sean. We're just trying to save everyone instead of however few have lived this long. Yeah, and, I mean, a volcano popping up in the middle of anywhere apropos of nothing caused a lot of destruction. I don't even know how this college campus is still standing, to be perfectly honest, because how did this volcano actually rise without major seismic activity that would compromise all these structures? But whatever. I'm just trying to bring logic into a story that clearly has none. So... You climb down the building's creaking fire escape to the street level. Here, magma bubbles up from cracks in the asphalt, but there's enough room to walk. Okay, I missed this the last time. Actually, we're literally walking on magma. You can't do that. You can't be that close to magma without protective equipment. It is too hot. Like, your skin will literally burn. This is molten rock coming out of the earth. Do you know how hot molten rock is? It's really hot. You can't do this. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's look around. But be careful, okay? Hey guys, come check this out. Something's stuck in the lava over there. You join Diego and Grace by the edge of a lava pool near the foot of the fire escape. There, a golden chest plate gleams in the red light. Is that... armor? Yeah, looks ancient too. Look at the engravings. Must be from a museum or something. Yes! Hello, Kay! Welcome! Yeah, let me know how the audio is doing with the background music, if it's too loud or if you can even hear anything at all, because I can't monitor audio from the actual stream feed, or else it'll screw up my audio from this. So, if you can just throw something in the chat and let me know, I'd appreciate it. Thank you! How in heaven's name is it intact? The lava should have melted the gold instantly. I really hate the fact that Alistair is the one actually being, you know, calling this out a little bit. With a little bit of genre savvy there, take a drink. Okay, audio is fine, you can hear it, it's not too loud. Oh my god, I'm so excited! I can't wait to see this VOD. This is the first time that I've actually been able to pull in game audio directly from the phone instead of recording it on my microphone along with my voice. So, this is very exciting to me. It's gonna be nice and clean. This is great. Okay. Okay, no, yeah, no, that's fine. You fall asleep if you need. I will not be offended. I don't think it's gold. I think it's amber. Oh, great. Where have we seen, you know, tools of war made out of armor before, I ask you? The armor shimmers, beckoning. You feel drawn to it. Acting on instinct, you squat down and reach out, touching the armor. What on earth are you doing? Don't touch it! You're gonna burn your hand off! It's cold. It's not hot at all. Feel it. Diego daintily touches the armor. Okay, that's not normal. That's an understatement, Diego. Sadi Carnot is rolling in his grave as we speak. Well, at this point, we actually can't guarantee his grave is still there, because, you know, volcanoes springing up out of nowhere. Who knows what Europe looks like at this point, honestly. Is it even still there? Maybe we'll find out. What's that engraving on the back, Kira? You run your hands along an intricate engraving running down the spine of the armor. Looks like a DNA helix that turns into a chain? Interesting. Interesting. I kind of, like, I wish they would show us a picture of that. I realize that they can't have their artists render everything that we talk about seeing, but there's some things that we deserve to see, like, you know, cool shit like this, or Quinn riding a Yeti. Still a little oh, and the kittens back at Elistal, Syrax's kittens, they didn't show us those. Come on, show us the kittens. We have to see the kittens. If you want to see the kittens, by the way, you can go to my my Twitter at Kira S. Roth and search for the tag Endless Summer Sims 4, where I made the kittens, because if they won't show us, then I will make them. Okay, anyway. And there's a blue crystal at the nape of the neck. Wonder what that's for. Well, I mean, we know what that's for. I'm a little surprised Diego doesn't actually living among the Vanti for as long as he did, because it's a Vanti thing. So Varen was wearing one when he swung in to our hotel room at the end of book 1 and tussled with Jake and ended up killing him by accident. And we like grabbed it, and we were just like really wanting to go back to before it happened, and then we did. And we see Varen kind of try to use it again earlier in this book when his mother dies and she tells him no. So that's what that's for. It's a time crystal, basically. I don't know if you can go forward, because we've never seen anybody try, but you can go backward. I don't know if there's an upper limit on how far you can go back either. I imagine there is, but we don't know it. Nobody's said anything. Man, Kira, you've got a serious death wish for touching that thing. We've got a serious death wish walking on asphalt that's somehow floating on top of molten lava, but whatever. Maybe it's not floating on it, it might just be like sitting on crust and the magma's coming up in like different spots, but still. Like, you'd be amazed what burns when you stick it in lava. I'm actually thinking asphalt. Well, okay, I'm thinking of like footage I've seen of lava flows on the island of Hawaii, and I'm pretty sure that it does kind of burn a little bit, like right there at the leading edge. I'm thinking you see something that's kind of like flames. It's hard to tell, I'd have to look it up, but I would not be surprised if asphalt actually burns when exposed to lava. It either burns or it just like melts and gets all gooey and tarry and shit. That's probably what happens, actually. I'm thinking too hard about this. As you open your mouth to respond, you think you see vague, colorful auras glowing around some of your friends. So we can say, I should be more careful, which Quinn likes and Raj doesn't. Or, some risks are necessary, which Craig likes, but Michelle doesn't. Okay. So basically it's a little mini walkthrough. Alright, so I have a few points to lose with Michelle, and it's easy to get points with Quinn at other times, but Craig is a little rarer. Craig is a little bit more difficult even than Michelle is. So I'm going to go with some risks are necessary. You're more of a daredevil than me, Kira. And this is the guy who threw a rock at somebody's head and turned them into our enemy way back in book 1. So that's kind of scary. Why are you saying that like it's a good thing? I mean, I'm the smarter daredevil though, let's be fair. Whoa! How'd I know they'd react like that? You look down at the amber armor, your fingers still touching the engraving on the spine. Was that the armor? Did it let me see what they were gonna say? Well, if it's cool to the touch, are you gonna take it out? Looks like it'd fit you. Jake trying to dress us up. It's so cute. Alright. Alright, so this is, I called it like the She-Ra look last time. Chat pointed out it's kind of an Iron Man type look. The Andromeda armor reveals how friends will react to your decisions. Let's take a look. So yeah, not all of this can be made of amber. There's pieces that definitely look like they're metallic. We're only talking about a breastplate. I don't know where the pauldrons or the greaves or the gauntlets are coming from. I don't know where this fabric is coming from, the clearly fabric of the skirt and the kind of, like, ribbons hanging off of us magical girl style, which, you know, excellent. And, yeah, I'm not sure what these silvery bits are made out of. And I have no idea how this can possibly be safe to, like, pull out of the lava, because even if the armor itself somehow has not thermalized, it's still pulling up, like, it's not, the lava's going, there's gonna be some of it stuck to the armor, and how are we gonna get that off? That's what I wanna know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure, based on, going back and looking at the VOD and trying to figure out where on Earth they would stick a clue, that it's gotta be the armor. So, as much as I don't want to spend 25 diamonds for what's basically a walkthrough, that we certainly won't be able to use for, like, the entire rest of the game, I don't think, I'm going to buy it. Purchased. You drag the armor out of the lava and slip it on. I don't understand how you're alive right now. You and me both, Grace, especially considering our player character has died, what? Several times. So I don't even know how many times I got her killed yet. And I've watched all of you die at least once. So, yeah. Death is kind of optional on this island. Except we're not on the island anymore. We're back at Heartfold, so technically these rules shouldn't apply. Who knows? It's actually pretty breathable. I don't think that was Grace's main concern, but okay. Nice. Legendary armor unlocked. And the genre savvy from Diego, take a drink. You look like an ancient hero. Hell yeah, I do. I look better in this than I did in the arachnid armor, let's be fair. Oh my god, that did it! Alistair is now friends with us! So I managed this in the last episode and was actually really surprised because I have never completed the series with Alistair being friends with me. I didn't even reach it and then lose it. So I'm honestly surprised that it's even possible, and I've been gunning for it. I've basically been gunning to try to get everybody to be friends with me. And that's tough with Alistair. You have to agree with him literally every time, and apparently if you do that, and I didn't even do it literally every time. There's a couple times I did lose points with him, and I still managed it by the end of book 2. Interesting. Okay. Anyway. While it's certainly a handsome set, none of this explains how it came to be sitting here. Were we really gonna try to figure that out? What, Grace, what? Suddenly, Grace shrieks and claps a hand over her mouth, pointing with a trembling finger. You follow her gaze to an ash-covered pile of debris nearby. Oh god, did we just find a body? What's wrong, Grace? It's just... You step closer and realize it's not debris. Ooh, yeah, okay, I think we're gonna be talking about a dead body here in a second, so heads up. It's bones. Oh, this is the clue that we missed, isn't it? Oh man, that is not a good way to go. Behind you, Raj retches. Everyone backs away from the skeletons, except Michelle, the pre-med, who pokes around the pile. There's gotta be a dozen of them. A dozen, you say? A dozen. Oh, those poor people. They were probably classmates. Hartfield students just like us. Did they die quick and painless at least? I don't know. You'd have to ask the people at Pompeii, Raj. So yes, that was the clue that we missed, the charred skeletons. I was wondering when they were talking about, like, dead people in the last stream, how we knew because we hadn't seen any evidence. This was the evidence. Okay. Yes! Alright. Achievements. Okay. Quick, yes. Painless? No. Okay, well, like, I guess if it's quick, that, like, few seconds of pain isn't as bad. I don't know, this is still horrible, but... Let's leave them be. And make sure we don't join them. Very good point. You wander down the streets of your college town, climbing over hills of smoldering wreckage. The world is eerily silent, save the distant, sustained rumble of the mega volcano. There's the coffee shop I would always code at. Everything looks pretty much the same, except, you know, on fire. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to walk around this building. We would die of smoke inhalation. That's how most people die in fires. It's not from the burning, it's from the smoke, because there's two things that your lungs don't like: particulates and heat. How far in the future are we? Do you think most people evacuated in time? Evacuated to where? Looks like this goes all the way to the horizon. You walk together down the middle of the street, despair and dread hanging heavily over you. This cannot be. We did everything. Everything we were supposed to. Yeah, well, sometimes you don't get what you want, Alistair. Dude, look! This was Andrew's field! He used to play Ultimate out there every weekend. Yeah. And there's Green Library. That was like my second dorm room. Yeah, because the first dorm room was probably miserably uncomfortable. Beside you, Quinn wanders along, tears in her eyes. No. There's gotta be a way to prevent this from happening. There just has to. I thought I was numb to death, but this is just... Yeah, this is the line that didn't make sense before. without seeing the charred bones. Okay. Alright. Cool, cool. I can't believe this. Jake puts a hand on your shoulder. Aww. Can't imagine how hard this is for you, to see your home like this. Well, Jake, you're from Louisiana. What do you think that place looks like right now? Because if there's just volcanoes springing up apropos of nothing, then the Delta regions aren't looking so good. Because if nothing else, there's been tidal waves. So, yeah, we've already seen what that can do. Yeah. I don't even recognize it anymore. Craig, you coming? You notice Craig lingering behind, staring up at a huge billboard. You can still make out some of the text advertising season tickets. And pieces of the two men photographed side by side, the numbers 5 and 68 emblazoned on their jerseys. 5 and 68, you say? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm coming. So, we can tell them to stay focused, which Estella will like and Zara won't, or reminisce with them, which Diego will like but Estella will not. I think last time I did reminisce with them, under the logic that we really shouldn't be telling people how to feel, because this is honestly a very traumatic thing that we're all enduring. So I am going to reminisce with them. Hey, Diego. Remember when we saw the Avengers at Movies on the Quad last year? Okay, well, that dates this movie, or this, right there, right smack in the middle of 2017, yep. Barely. I drank way too much Moscato that night. But I remember it was fun, and that is gonna interfere with the stream quality. Hang on. Okay, we're just gonna have some background noise from my AC for a minute here, sorry. It was right over there. And now it's just gone. It's not gone. We remember it. It's a very pretty sentiment, but, you know, not necessarily helpful. Hey, come on. You're lagging behind. Oh, sorry. Sean stops walking, and you see him swallow hard. Sean? Yeah, he understandably does not look happy to see his college campus in ruins. Like, this being someplace where he's lived, and, you know, everything. Yeah, I get it. He breaks off from the group, marching forward across the crumbling street. Where is he going? You follow him into a half-collapsed building, up a charred staircase to a second-floor apartment, and find him standing in the middle of the soot-covered living room. Sean? What are we doing here? Well, Judging by the fact that sad music's coming on, I imagine we're gonna learn something. This is my mom's place. Was my mom's place. Oh, Sean. After we finally managed to get away from my dad, she wanted to stay close to me. I wanted her close. Oh, that's right. This is some, like, domestic problems trigger, by the way. Sorry. She got this apartment when I was a freshman. Closest building to Hartfield Stadium. Sean walks up to a cracked photo frame, barely clinging to the wall, and wipes away the soot on the glass. Beneath it is a faded photo of a young Sean, beaming after winning a Pee-wee football game. Hugging him are a proud mother and father. Well, that literally just destroys the theory that this is a distant future, because I would assume in a distant future, Sean hasn't been, nobody in Sean's family has been living here for a long time. So, yeah. I always hated that she kept this photo up. By the way, we're being people's therapists. I missed one. Now there's another one. Take 2 drinks. She still loved him. After everything that bastard did to us, she still loved him. At least, she loved the old him. But that man was dead. Sean slumps down, holding the frame. He blinks, and welling tears come forced out. You sit down beside him. I wasn't here, Kira. I told her I'd always protect her, and I wasn't here. Okay, well, you can't blame yourself for a volcano. What were you going to do? Seriously, what? It's a volcano. You gonna go fight the volcano, Sean? He's gonna try to fight the volcano, isn't he? Oh my god. You put your arm around him. It's not your fault, Sean. That's all I was ever good at, you know? Taking the punishment so someone I care about doesn't have to. That's dark. Yeah, there's some things coming into focus now. And for my mom, for the person that mattered most, I couldn't even do that. Sean, we can say, we'll fix this, which still only has a 47% chance of success. Interesting that the armor doesn't really give us any further advantages on tough choices. I'd kind of figure it would. Or, I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, 47%. We're gonna go down in flames if we try that. Probably quite literally. So, Sean, I'm so sorry. I can't even describe how sorry I am. Sean wipes his eyes and stands up. No, I'm sorry. Sorry I'm having a breakdown right when I'm needed. Let's get going. Okay, buddy, you do realize you are allowed to have feelings. Like, even if it's a quote-unquote bad time, there's no time crunch here, honestly. I think we've determined that there probably aren't any survivors in the immediate region, so as long as we're still fine, you are free to, like, have your feelings. God, just, the toxic masculinity is just oozing like lava out of the cracks. Ugh. Together, you head back down the street, where you find the rest of your friends arguing. That's total conjecture. You don't know that. Since when are you the authority on what's possible on Loco Island? Hey, easy there, y'all. Guys, please, we can't fight. Listen to Grace, you imbeciles. We must do whatever we can to prevent this future from happening. Yeah, one problem? I don't think we're in the future. Raj points across the street to the entrance sign for Hartfield University. In faded marquee letters, it reads, 2017 summer session begins this Monday, June 5th. Ooh, yeah. What was it, like June 4th when we went through the time portal? I think it was. I think that's what Grace said in the New Year's Eve episode. So yeah, interesting. June 5th of this year? And I did have my lovely viewers check last time. June 5th, 2017 was, in fact, a Monday. Because, honestly, I don't trust choices to bother to look it up, because these are the people who thought that differential equations are part of algebra. They are not. They are upper-level calculus. Thank you. Oh my god. That means this eruption would have happened around the day we... the day we flew to La Huerta. We're not in the future. We're in the present. Dun dun dun! The world ended 6 months ago. We just got the memo. But how? Okay, I suppose actually, thought. This doesn't preclude the idea that we're in the past. Because just because we traveled forward 6 months on the island doesn't necessarily mean, because we know time is screwed up on La Huerta, doesn't necessarily mean that we traveled forward by 6 months everywhere. That's an interesting thought. You remember the horrifying transmissions from the observatory, and what Rourke told you back in the jungle. I strongly suspect that was an echo from our planet's likely future. Yeah, evil Tony Stark. Ugh. Right now, we are in a bubble of time, safe for the moment. But an eruption of Mount Atropo risks plunging the planet into a prehistoric time, when all the world was lava. Okay. Civilization would immediately be engulfed in the fire of a bygone era. The storm. You mean all that turbulence on the way in? The sudden dark clouds and the lightning? Holy crap. That was Mount Atropo erupting. We flew straight through it into some time bubble or something. Okay, yeah, no, what they animated, at the beginning of book 1, and then you see it again in the recap at the beginning of book 2, that's not an eruption, that's ball lightning and storm clouds and shit. That's not how volcanic eruptions affect the atmosphere generally, so I don't know. I don't necessarily like them trying to stretch it that far. I'm perfectly happy with the, like, weird storm just, you know, being on the edge of this time bubble, because I can see that fucking with weather patterns. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like that as much. The island alone stayed safe, while the rest of the world burned. Okay, hold on. How does one volcano thousands of miles away do this? Well, you know, Jake, when two volcanoes love each other very much, I don't know. I don't know. Even Krakatoa, with how devastating that eruption was, didn't manage to set off volcanoes where there probably shouldn't be volcanoes, because it's a very strong implication that Hartfold is an East Coast school. If it's not directly on the coast, then, that's obnoxious. If it's not directly on the coast, then it's in the Appalachians. That's what I'm looking for, which I don't think are over the top of an active fault line anymore. I want to say they're a case of moved away. I could be wrong, though. Honestly, I could be wrong about that. But yeah. Anyway. We all know Atropo's no ordinary volcano. It was a massive buildup of energy that tore space-time. Well, okay, Doctor Who. You know, just punching a hole in space-time, like you do. Honestly, what this reminds me of most is when it was first forming, before the crust cooled. Now, the interesting thing is Grace is coming to this conclusion on her own because we're the only ones that remember Rourke saying that, because that happened inside of a time loop. So, You're saying that the eruption somehow sent the planet back into the Hadean era? Oh dear. I mean, that's... I wonder how literal they're being here. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because, like, with the eruption, I don't think we're gonna really be able to look at the sky and confirm. But I do wonder how literal they're being, whether it's just like, you know, it's like the Hadean era, or whether we are literally back in the Hadean era geologically. And, you know, as far as our position in the universe and so forth. Literally rewound the entire universe seems like a stretch, but that's what we see on the island, so who knows? And everything and everyone was suddenly living on a molten rock. Quinn shudders. That's so horrible. Worst game of the floor is lava ever. I mean, we were literally playing it earlier, walking around on asphalt with magma bubbling through it, but whatever. Sean hangs his head. Okay then, there's no one left. There's nothing we can do here. Okay, so, moving on, I guess. Oh, don't say it, dude. Don't say it! We have to go back. We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back! I really am. I'm convinced now that Endless Summer is a response to Lost. Because I don't know how it ended, I've seen that in the commercials for it, and I think that was in the final season. Where I was like, really? They got off the island and then you didn't know how to continue the series, so now you have to put them back on the island? Okay. The writers of Lost, who are also, or I should say were also the writers of Once Upon a Time, have that problem where they're very good at starting stories and really shit at ending them. At least Endless Summer has, you know, an ending that it's working towards from the start, instead of this nebulous, like, we think we know where we're going, but we really don't storytelling. It's fun for soap operas. It's not so good if what you're doing is not necessarily billed as a soap opera. Raj throws up his hands and paces away, muttering to himself, ranting to himself. This can't be happening. It can't be happening. It's a nightmare. I can't deal with this. I can't! Kira. I think we finally broke Raj. Oh boy, am I gonna be somebody's therapist again? You walk over to Raj. So yes, we're gonna be somebody's therapist. Take a drink. You walk over to Raj, who's running his hands through his hair, wild-eyed, and so we can hug him, which has a 67% chance of success. As we saw in the time loop when we needed Michelle's help, we had about the same chance of success, and it did not go over well. It took me many tries. So, and I don't have many tries this time. Or tell him to calm down. I don't like either of these answers. Hugging him without, like, asking first is an invasion of personal space that we're not entitled to. But telling him to calm down, that's... You don't tell people how to feel. This is the problem that I have. Like, you know, he's got the right to be upset about this. But I stand to lose a lot more if I hug him, so I guess I'm just gonna tell him to calm down. Me? Calm down? You calm down! Raj, please. I know this is a lot to take in. We have got to get out of here before we all lose our minds. The 12 of you are heading back toward the dorms when Diego suddenly freezes and squints. What's up? So, this might sound weird, but does the horizon look closer? You all look out to follow Diego's gaze. Huh. That ain't right. That's not the horizon. That's a tsunami. You know what? Hot take here. But a giant wave of water sounds pretty refreshing right now. I think this whole planet could use some... It's a tsunami of lava, Craig. Okay, yeah, that's worse. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's bad. Run! Hurry! Back to the rooftop, go! As the wave approaches from the distance, you all sprint as fast as you can, finally reaching the fire escape and scrambling up to the roof. The gate! It's gone! How the hell do we get it back open? I don't know. Oh no. You see the wave of lava cresting, just a mile away and closing fast, a churning wall of molten rock consuming everything in its path. Yeah, remember those 12 bodies we found? You know, a dozen. Varen! He must have taken the island's heart out of the machine and is on his way back to El Estel! Yeah, cool. We're screwed. We're gonna die right here on this rooftop. Who knows what we're gonna do for the next chapter in a book, but... So, we are totally screwed then. Great! Okay, well, I mean, hopefully we die quick. You think back to the times you felt your mind linked with Varen's. You close your eyes and search for him in your consciousness. We're just going to Professor Xavier this, huh? We're going to literally reach out thousands of miles to try to mind meld with this dude. Okay. Varen, can you hear me? In a flash, You're seeing through Varen's eyes. He's still in the Masada complex, slinking past arachnid patrols. Hiding behind a corner, he checks the heart in his satchel. Still safe and sound. He watches a patrol pass by and is about to sneak forward when he pauses, sensing something. Huh? I think I can reach him. Diego takes your hands and looks into your eyes. Help me, Varen. You're my only hope. Aww. It's cute. And of course Diego would die. True to form. On brand, making a pop culture reference. This means Jake's gonna do something dramatic here in a minute, isn't he? Yeah. The words ring in Varen's ears. Diego. He's in trouble. He whips around to go back the way he came, and runs straight into two arachnid mercenaries. They raise their guns. Hey! Stop right there! Damn! I find it really interesting that the Vanti cuss the way that we cuss. That seems strange to me. So we can roundhouse kick or choke slam. I'm still of the opinion that roundhouse kicking maybe shouldn't be done unless you're really good at it. So I'm gonna choke slam. Let's choke slam these guys. You feel Varen's powerful bicep coil as he grips one guard by the throat, lifting him high off the floor. He slams down onto the other guard, knocking them both out. Varen sprints past the unconscious soldiers until he's back at theoretical prismatics. Please be okay, Diego. He quickly yanks the heart out of his satchel and places it delicately between the electrodes. And nothing happens. Uh-oh. No. No! Back at Heartfold, the wave of lava towers over you. Holy mother of... Varen got the heart in, but it's not turning on the gate. Something's wrong with it. Something's missing. Everyone's eyes fall on Quinn. So yeah, this is an interesting question. The heart possesses Quinn to a certain degree. So there was this question of, like, if we took her off the island, what type of effect was that going to have? And apparently it's this. The heart of the island, or the island's heart, no longer works. So what that would mean for the rest of Vanu, I have no idea. But that's kind of scary. I don't know what I can do so far away, but I'll try. Quinn closes her eyes, focusing, and soon scraps of debris around her start to float in the air. Oh man, here we go again. No, I don't sense it. Wait. There. Varen's desperately tapping keys on the command panel. I'm interested in this idea that Varen has some technological knowledge, because the Vanti don't have electronics, particularly. But I'm thinking he's like, I saw Zara do this, it seemed important, so I'm going to try doing it. That's what this looks like to me. When suddenly the heart begins to radiate a blinding light. The sphere splinters open, revealing the portal within. It's open! A sphere of purple light materializes as the rooftop, or on the rooftop, as the shadow of the lava wave darkens the sky. Go! Everyone runs for the portal. As the others leap through, Grace trips and falls hard to the deck. An eroded crossbeam falls on her ankle. Oh sure, now everything starts collapsing. This whole place has been, like, completely sturdy this entire time, but Grace runs for the portal and it decides to crumble. Of course it does. Ah! Grace! Go! I've got her! Sean runs back, heaves off the crossbeam, and lifts Grace into his arms. Come on! You dive through the portal just as the wave hits. You feel a blast of heat behind you. Cool, is there like lava coming through this portal now? Because that seems really, really, really bad. There's a flash of white light, and then you fall flat on your face back in Masada. The cold, rusted steel is a sweet relief. Thank you. Thank you. Craig kisses the floor. All around you, your friends are sprawled, exhausted. Quinn? Are you... I'm okay. I'm me. Varen pulls Diego into a tight hug. You are okay. I came as quickly as I could. Did you miss me? Why did you come back? What did you see? You fill Varen in on the details. He furrows his brow. This makes little sense. Ukjal may have answers. We must return to Elistel. The gondola. We can get out that way if we hurry. Security's still scrambled, right? Maybe we can get across before they realize what happened. Agreed. That's the plan. Find our way back up to the gondola, get back to Elistel, and regroup. No! No! Enough! Everyone falls silent and looks at Alistair. He's sitting on the floor, with Grace lying in his lap. Oh, great. I think, for the sake of consistency, by the way, I'm actually going to take this moment to change out of this armor. Because like I said, I really don't need it. And I'm looking for... I used the Thrill Seeker last time, so I'm gonna go with that. Smoke rises from her singed hair. Her face is flushed, and her breathing is shallow. Enough plans, enough adventures, enough! Easy, Malfoy, just... Jake claps Alistair on the back, but he swats his arm away. No! We almost lost Grace. Do you fail to realize that? She almost died just now. Okay, but like... I've literally watched you all die at least once, so I don't want to hear- This is the first time. Tiny brush with death and you're freaking out. Shut up. I've been carrying this around for almost 2 full books, dude. Dude. I don't want to hear nothing. Nothing out of you, man. No. No thank you. And we could have all joined her. Why? Did you miss the part about giant volcano? We are fighting against something we cannot possibly understand, and we will all die. Okay, well, first of all, everybody dies. Second of all, Baron literally just said, let's go talk to Ukjal, let's go find Ukjal, Of course we're up against something we don't understand, that's why you go find out what it is. God, so dramatic. We'll be alright, bruh. Alistair, I promise you, I won't let anything happen. Ah, of course. And you've never failed to keep a promise, is that right, Sean? Alright, he's sneering. Take a drink. It's meds time for me anyway, so... Okay. Yeah, right, like literal gut punch. Because Sean just got done talking about how he wasn't there to protect his mom, and it sounded vaguely like that was a promise he made. So, cool. Don't you understand? You can't promise that. You can't promise anything anymore. Well, technically no one can really promise anything, but, you know. I'm gonna keep playing semantics with you if you're gonna keep being an asshole, Alistair. The world is gone. The future is gone. We've lost. It's over. It's all over. Oh my god, calm down. We are sitting in a time bubble. Like, punching holes through space-time and shit, my dude. Like, who knows what we're gonna do? Honestly. Like, we could probably still save the whole world if we tried. Don't know how we'd try, but we can try. Everyone looks at the floor. Uncomfortable. Diego turns to you. What are you thinking, Kira? I just know that we can say we can't quit trying, or we're in way over our heads. Oh. So the last time I said we're in way over our heads because both of these are true, essentially. We can't quit trying. There's no reason to quit trying. But we're also in way over our heads, and I don't feel like that's necessarily a negative thing to say since Baron literally just said, let's go talk to Ukjal. But the game kind of presents that as being negative, and... I don't know. I mean, the timelines have already diverged, right? Because I picked up the armor, so... I think I am gonna change my answer here. I think I'm gonna go with we can't quit trying. I just know that we can't quit trying. No matter what, I'm not giving up. I can't imagine you being any other way. Yeah, see, Alistair is no longer friends with us and I don't give a shit. You damned fool. Yeah, well, fuck you. Grace opens her eyes, still flushed and singed, and looks up at Alistair. Alistair, I know it looks bad. Unfathomably bad. But there's always hope. There has to be. I wish I could believe that. Yeah, we know. God. Look, Are we making a run for the gondola or not? Clock's ticking. It always is. You and your friends scurry through the corridors of Masada, avoiding the patrols. I think we're almost there. You notice Quinn's stoic expression. Quinn? You holding up okay? Huh? Oh, I think so. You saved us back there. Somehow you were able to connect with the island's heart, even from thousands of miles away. So, thank you. I know it's scary to let that thing take over. Not as scary as losing you guys. Aww. I know this is serious. Every time I do it, I feel it lingering more and more. But in a way, I'm used to it. I'm used to knowing something in my body will eventually destroy me. Quinn, we can say same goes for all of us, which has a 50% chance of success, or I wish I could stop it. Okay, no, there is absolutely no way that the rest of us have any comprehension of what Quinn, the person who lived her entire life up until now with an incurable disease that was going to kill her, like prognosis terminal, nothing you can do, there is no way that any of us can comprehend what that is. Absolutely none. Not even us, and we've been, we've been watching everybody die this whole time. Even we don't have any idea what that's like. So, the second answer is kind of me, but it's a lot better than trying to co-opt her experiences. So, Quinn, I wish I could stop it. I know you would, Kira. If you could. Up ahead, Alistair bumps into a pristine white trash bin, knocking it over. The contents of the bin scatter on the floor. Ah! Are you trying to attract attention?
Oh, gross! Get away from that, yo! That bin says biohazard disposal on it!
Ew.
That means poop! Or blood! Or blood poop!
Oh my god, dude, no. Biohazard means any number of things. It can mean sharps, needles, which I guess is technically blood, but it's not like, mass amounts of blood that you'd see and, like if you have a problem with blood, pass out. If you have a problem with needles, you'll pass out, but, or it can mean just like tissue or other fluids, like, I think technically mucus might end up in a biohazard bin if you're being really, really picky about, like, if it's really critical that you dispose of everything in a particular way. Or like petri dishes, deadly diseases and shit, all of that goes under biohazard, so not necessarily poop or blood poop is where I'm going with that. Nasty, dude. Please don't use those words together. As Alistair and the others continue walking, you pause by the overturned bin. I don't see anything gross in there. It's just some crumpled paper and... Huh? It's one of those amber idols! Are you gonna take it? So yeah, it would figure that Alistair's idol is in the trash. So what do? We can take the idol, which I've already paid for the first time I ran this chapter, or leave it. Well, I came back just for the armor. I'm not gonna walk away without the idol, which, I love the design of this, because it's Alistair's idol, so Serpens, the snake, and it's like, this looks very Jafar as all-powerful sorcerer to me. Like, this is a very, very, very similar design. Anyway, all this to say, I'm gonna take the idol. You delicately pick up the idol with 2 fingers and lift it out of the garbage pile. You close your eyes, awaiting the visions, and nothing happens. Ugh. Like, you're going to deprive us of the instant gratification of watching Alistair die? Really? This is such a, like, dick move, honestly. Are you okay, Kira? You're making a funny face. Like, no one has noticed that every time we touch one of these, we cry. I think the only one that people didn't see was the Andromeda Idol, which is the one that we dove off of, like, a 12th story catwalk into the ocean to retrieve. Because that one was ours. So, like, every other time, people have watched us crying, and this is not strange to them, apparently. People usually comment on it, but there's been no connection that every time Kira touches one of these, she cries. I wonder what's going on. Some of these people could stand to be just a little bit more genre savvy. Oh, right. I need to touch it with Alistair at the same time to see the visions. So, like, this is sounding like we're gonna actively seek it out, which, would we? Would we really want to see that? Like, game Kira, because obviously me, Kira, would love to watch Alistair die, but I'm not sure game Kira would necessarily want to watch Alistair die. You notice Alistair walking far ahead with the rest of the group. Yeah, I'm just distracted. Hey, we're not lying, technically. Well, come on then. Let's catch up with the others. You put the idol in your bag. Alright, so that is all 12 catalyst idols. What we're gonna do with them, I have no idea. Well, I have a little bit of an idea, but I don't actually remember the very end of this book. So, tune in on Friday and we'll go through that together. We've collected 12 of the 12 catalyst idols. Ha 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 ha! Because I'm a completionist. What was something so valuable doing in a trash bin of all places? And why a biohazard one? Maybe someone was trying to hide it? Rourke was so keen on getting these, I can't believe he'd just throw this one out. Jake reaches a closed automatic doorway and hits the touch panel. It beeps and flashes. Huh. Access denied. Looks like we hit a dead end. Let me try. I was able to activate my father's computer at the Celestial. Alistair presses his hand to the panel, and the door slides open. Ah, nicely done. I knew you'd come in handy. Oh my god, Jacob Lucas Mackenzie, go to your room. That was terrible. That was awful. That was the dad joke to beat a lot of dad jokes at... Wait. Does this mean we're pregnant? Because I guarantee you, we've not been using condoms every time with Jake. Like, people don't typically carry that many condoms on their person, and I have a hard time believing we've been able to stay consistent with, like, birth control pill dosages if we're on the pill. Now, we could have an IUD or an implant, but that really depends on whether or not our health insurance covered it. Some, like, university health, like, well, okay, actually, I think since Obamacare, which was in effect in 2017, I think since Obamacare went into effect, all federally funded universities have to include birth control as part of their student health insurance plan, but whether they have to include all forms, I don't know. Or whether they can get away with just covering one or two. But, you know, in a few years that's all gonna be moot because either they're going to repeal it or, you know, we're gonna cause some kind of incident. Whatever kind that is. But this is a terrible pun. This is terrible. And Alistair just stares at him. At least he thinks he's cute. Are you finished? Yeah, like the diaphragm and the contraceptive sponge. Yeah. Yeah, shit like that. Yeah. For birth control methods, for those of you who don't know. Yeah. Just, both of those always seemed prohibitively difficult to me. I've never attempted to use either one. A, I've never had the need, and B, that doesn't seem like it'd necessarily be my first choice. Also, I've always foresee way more complications than probably actually exist when it comes to sex. Aromantic ace! Ah! Yeah. He's so disappointed. But like, dude, it was a terrible joke. And Alistair... Has Alistair even remotely ever made a joke? Oh my god, I don't think he has. I don't think Alistair has said, like, one humorous... or, you know, one thing with humorous intent. Ever. Interesting. Anyway. You continue through the winding halls of Masada, when suddenly a set of video monitors nearby flickers on. On every screen, Everett Rourke smiles serenely. Hello, Alistair. Ew. Damn it! He's onto us! Yeah, you know, his own kid unlocking doors certainly wasn't gonna raise any alarms in the system. Definitely not. I received an alert that my DNA signature was being used to access restricted areas. Finding this curious, as you are to be in custody, I reviewed my security systems, only to find a very subtle worm manipulating its data. No doubt the work of Zara Namazi. My dear guests, you are every bit as resourceful as I could have hoped. Yeah, well, I wasn't looking for your approval, you disgusting bag of bones, but whatever. Ignore him. Just keep moving. You start to jog, threading faster through the halls. But around every bend, more monitors show Rourke's unnatural grin. Oh, Junior, how your recent cleverness makes me regret all the time we spent apart. Perhaps you would have been a worthy successor after all. You abusive fuck. Ugh! So yes, I did find the missing clue, actually. I'm very proud of myself. It was, you did have to buy the armor to get it, but the armor itself isn't the clue. The clue was a pile of charred bones lying a short distance away. Basically, as everyone was wondering, where the hell did this armor come from? Grace spots this pile of roughly a dozen skeletons. Was the estimate by Michelle. Yeah, it's I would understand more if it was the armor, honestly, instead of being a tangential thing that really isn't related to the armor. Because I feel like it wouldn't be unreasonable to have the armor be a clue if you wanted it to be a clue. Like, you could still have the bones be a clue, but make it another free clue. Because they do still do those, and you pick them up from time to time. Like, you could totally have the armor be another clue. But, yeah. And as you can see, I've promptly taken it off because I honestly don't have need for it. I think it's kind of more fun to be a little bit more in the dark about it anyway. Especially for those of you watching. See, like, I kind of know what's gonna happen, because I'm pulling strings to do the story in a certain way. Oh, but something else that happened when we picked up the armor is we actually leveled up faster with Alistair. I ended up friends with Alistair a lot earlier. I promptly fell back down again because I actually changed one of my answers. I changed my answer from we're in way over our head to we can't stop trying because fuck it. Like, yeah. So now I have managed it twice to be friends with Alistair. So, yeah. And this was without even agreeing with him absolutely every single time, which is definitely an achievement for me. Alistair looking, you know, reasonably put out by this. Ugh, does this guy ever shut up? Alistair, just, we can say, tune him out, or remember, he's messing with you. I mean, you know, tuning him out doesn't seem to be working too well, so Alistair, just remember he's messing with you. Huh, sure. Tell him he's his father's puppet. That'll help. That wasn't what I meant, but okay. See, Alistair is friends with me again because I had I dumped a point with him earlier, but now I'm back up, and this is fascinating to me. And you'll notice we haven't gotten to my favorite scene yet. Okay, anyway. No, Kira is right. My father manipulates everyone around him. Alright, hold that in your mind, Alistair. Remember that. He's a manipulative son of a bitch. Just internalize that. Alistair, look! Straight ahead is another hallway connecting two wards of the complex, with sealed hatches at each end. The security station is here. I'll try to override using my father's ID. I must admit I was wrong about you. The way you've handled yourself. The way you've defied overwhelming odds. This is so honestly gross. Like, it's a good way of showing that he's evil. I would rather see this than, like, you know, being blatantly racist and shit like that, I guess. But it's also just it's very insidious. And very creepy and very... I don't like him. I don't like him. I would really love to just, like... honestly, launch him into the volcano. That's what I want to do. I want to just fucking launch him straight into the volcano. It would be glorious. After all this time, you've come into your own. You remind me of myself. Ugh. Huh. This cretin thinks I'll fall for this. Alistair taps through several screens, then presses his hand down. The first door slides open, and the rest of you run inside. We're in! Get the next hatch and we're through, Alistair! I don't know why we run in without him. This is weird. Like, wouldn't we wait for both hatches to open and then all go together? That's... the plot demands that we don't, I guess. On it. I handled this all wrong. I discarded you, and now you will be my undoing. Yeah. But that is not what breaks my heart. Ugh. What breaks my heart is knowing how this will end. Knowing that I drove you to this. How can you possibly know how this will end? Even I don't know how this will end. Mostly because I don't remember exactly the end of this book. I remember the end of the series. I don't exactly remember where this book ends. Knowing I drove you to get your friends killed. Oh my god. Ugh. Alistair hesitates for a second. You're more like me than either of us ever wished to admit. Too stubborn to admit we're in over our heads. All I can do is think about what we could have accomplished together. Oh, what the fuck ever, man. All you can think about is the fact that all your plans are going up in smoke because we thwarted you, and now you have to find a way to get it back. That's what's going on here. We know you're not concerned about your son, or about us. You're concerned about your bottom line, or whatever it is that is your top priority here, because it's certainly not us or your kid. You're a rich fucking bastard, so yeah, no. Together, we could have restored the world. We could have undone the harm of this terrible eruption. Right. Because you're doing that for the good of the world, and totally not because now there's no reason for you to have all this money because you have no power. Definitely not that. How we could have built a paradise for us. For your friends. Okay, could isn't would, and I don't believe he would for a second. For Grace. Oh, yeah. He is shocked. Shocked! We could have even saved your mother. And now, because of what I've done to drive you away, he is not contrite. Come on. Come on. Somebody be a little genre savvy here. My son, you're going to erase the only chance we had at bringing her back. I don't know, man. Sometimes supernatural is right. Sometimes what's dead should stay dead. 'Cause, like, you brought back her personality, so Iris is basically the digitized version of Alistair's mom, right? Like, I don't see why that's not life, essentially, because, like, that's something that this sort of thing is typically meant to explore, right? Like, what is life, what does it mean to be human, etc., etc. So, is it because she just doesn't have a human body and therefore can't be considered alive? Because I don't think so. Like, I don't know. Also, like, that process would just be so goddamn complicated. I don't understand how you'd do it without building, like, a simulate. Which even then you're just gonna find another way to be like, but we could do it better, and just no. Just no. Make it go away. Make it go away! Alistair's face goes cold. From inside the next hallway, you turn around and look back. Alistair's frozen, his hand hovering over the control panel. And you realize what he's about to do. Wait! Alistair, don't! I'm sorry. He moves his hand to the side, and presses a different panel.
No!
You sprint back, but the first hatch seals shut, trapping all of you inside.
What the hell? He locked us in.
Sean and Craig pound on the door.
Alistair, what are you doing? Let us through!
Alistair steps up to the small glass porthole in the hatch. His voice is muffled through it.
This is for your own good. I know you'll see that one day.
Oh, yeah, I have problems with this, like, I know what's best for you thing. Like, this is such a very, very, very privileged position. This is such, like, a rich person, a white person, a man type of position. To stand here and be like, well, I know what's best for you, you clearly don't know what's best for you. Like, you literally just said your father manipulates everyone around you, or everyone around him, I should say, and, oh, now you've decided that, well, he said grace, so maybe I should listen to him this time. No, fuck off, fuck all the way off with that. Just keep fucking off forever. Ugh.
You slimy son of a bitch! You've got 5 seconds to rethink this!
Or what, Jake? What are you gonna do? You're locked on the other side of what's apparently a very solid door. You have no weaponry. You have no way to get to him. What are you going to do? Do I want to know what you're going to do is the next question.
Open the hatch. Right now.
Again, or what? Grace steps up to the glass, just inches from Alistair. How could you?
Don't you understand? My father's right. He's always been right. If we keep running, we'll all just get killed. We'll be as dead as those skeletons back in Hartfield.
This is the line that didn't make sense before, so I'm kind of interested that they didn't edit it out. Because it wouldn't be that hard to just do an if statement here, and, you know, if you paid the diamonds for the armor, then he says this. If you didn't, then he says this. And then just have it loop back into the rest of the code that, you know, basically determines the narrative flow. Because it's obviously what it does the rest of the time anyway. So yeah, this is one of, I should say one of the lines. This is one of the lines that didn't make sense without the clue. But now it actually makes sense in the narrative, so I guess it was kind of, sort of game-breaking. Technically not, because it's not like you can't continue, but it definitely comes out of left field otherwise.
Jake, Sean, Estella, they can't protect you. Not from this.
Well, I wasn't figuring anybody was protecting so much as, like, you know, trying to survive together, but, well, okay, Sean thinks he's protecting. Estella's on a vendetta, and Jake is... Okay, I made the point on Twitter last week that basically this entire book is just Jake and Varen united in the common cause of trying to keep these dumbass co-eds alive. 'Cause, damn. But, yeah. Of these three, really only Sean and maybe Jake. And honestly, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm pretty sure Jake only cares about the rest of the group because he cares about us. The fact that you can't pick him, or that I should say that you can choose not to pick him as a love interest and he sticks around, I guess says otherwise. But, yeah, I'm still thinking the only one you should really be appealing to in that particular case is Sean.
So if they won't keep you from getting killed, Grace, I will.
There are so many awful overtones about this right now. So many. By selling us out to your father?
He's a genius. He built this facility. Built that gate.
No, he paid other people to do it. He didn't do shit. He just provided money. And then killed people. 'Cause a lot of the research that went into building that gate was actually done by Estella's mother, whom he then had Lila murder because she knew too much and was going to blab to everyone else, basically. So, yeah. Yeah, no, he's not as much of a genius as you think he is. He's just really good at throwing money at things. And if somebody throws money at enough things and then slaps their name on it, yeah, they're probably going to be called a genius. Yeah.
If there's anyone who can fix this, anyone who can protect us, it's him. But, dude, he's evil!
Thank you, Diego, for the genre savvy. Take a drink. Finally!
God. You don't think I know that? But right now, he's our only chance.
Yeah, do evil people have a great track record of keeping their promises, Alistair? Is this a thing that is common? Because I don't think this is a thing that is common.
You'll thank me one day. You'll live to thank me. That's what counts.
Us having watched too many idol scenes, I feel like we have some room to disagree on that point, but whatever. The doors behind Alistair open, and several arachnid troops surge through. Alistair, we can say, you just made a big mistake. Or, I forgive you. Once again, I realize that, like, player character is basically morally good. I'm not sure we're necessarily lawful good, but we're morally good. I still don't think we're altruistic enough to look at this guy who just sold us out to somebody who we know definitely does not have our best interests at heart and say, I forgive you. So, no. Alistair, you just made a big mistake. Yeah, and he's no longer friends with me, and I don't even care.
I'm not stupid, Kira. I don't expect you to understand this yet. You will.
Ugh. Like, the condescension here, too.
Well, I know what's best for you, and you clearly don't understand that.
No, I do understand what's going on. You are rich and white and male and allo and cis, and you have all the power and you're drunk on it. That's what's going on here. You are literally only concerned about yourself because it wasn't until Rourke opened his mouth and said grace, which is something you want, and you don't think that you're gonna be able to get it unless you literally take her. Yeah. Yeah. It just gets worse on the second, play in 3 days. 4 days, whatever.
Oh, but you are stupid, Alistair. You just signed your death warrant.
Woman's got a point. She's already after your dad, she might as well just take down the whole family line. Just blast right through it, Estella. Let's do it. Let's do this.
Step back.
Alistair turns away, letting the troops close in. Once they have you covered from every angle, they open the hatch.
Out! Slowly, hands in the air!
Each of you raise your hands and cautiously step out into the control room. A dozen submachine guns are aimed point blank at you.
So, any great ideas right about now, Cap?
Why would Sean be the idea guy on this one? Jake, you're the one with literally all the knowledge in this situation. You know Arachnid, you've probably been in situations similar to this, or trained for them, I would hope. So, like, really, you should be the ideas person here. I don't know why you're asking Sean.
I've got nothing.
Unsurprisingly. The soldiers part, and Rourke enters, followed by Lundgren and Lila.
I must say, I'm getting quite the sense of deja vu at the moment. Then again, we all know how this place plays tricks with time. Ha ha ha! Isn't it funny? Look at me, I made a joke. I can't possibly be that bad. I have a sense of humor, which is more than we can say for my son.
Ugh. Seriously, just launch him into the volcano. I guess at least we did get to watch him die when Zara shot him. So that's some comfort. This is true.
That's the last time you make me chase you, Wolf.
Oh, don't bet on that. We got a whole other book yet, Lundgren. I'll probably take the John Savvy rule off now. Whoops. Yeah.
Getting tired. I could do this all day, mechanized sack of—
Okay, dude, he's already been throwing you against walls and shit. I don't know how much more you think you have in you. You have not had time to recuperate yet. Rourke holds up a hand. He looks over you, Zara, Sean, and Craig.
You four entered disguised. Quite brilliant. Was this your plan, Kira?
I don't know why he thinks it would be my plan when, like, Jake is standing right there and Zara's standing right there, and they honestly seem like the two who'd probably be most likely to suggest— honestly, Jake would be the most likely to suggest that out of anybody, just because he knows how Arachnid works, but I think Zara is also a contender because she knows how security systems work. So, like that as being a way of getting people past security. I mean, if you can't fool the security system, then you fool the people who run it. We're a team.
Oh, how delightfully humble.
Now then. Rourke steps forward to Varen, who already has Arachnid soldiers holding him still. Even with 3 of them, they struggle to hold him back. Attaboy. Fight the system! Rourke digs into Varen's satchel and withdraws the island's heart.
No! It's beautiful, isn't it, Lila?
Yes, Mr. Rourke, it is.
So much energy in so small a thing. It seems I've never been more wrong in my life. You talking about the day you picked out that suit?
Oh my god. You're gonna get a shot, Jake. Or at least gonna get yourself shot. See, he's gonna go out on brand though, goddammit. He's angling. Okay.
For years, I believed that the 11 of you would lead me to the endless. That you were the keys to unlocking its secrets. But all this time, your destiny was to lead me to this. Father? I don't understand. I no longer have use for the endless. I no longer have use for any of you. I must thank you, frankly.
Oh boy.
So you'll keep them safe. As you said, you will not harm them? Are you kidding? Of course I won't harm them. I've no reason to. I have someone standing right here to harm them for me. You can see the games of semantics this guy plays in his head, and it's infuriating. Ugh. Tell that to your rabid dog. Easy, Pipsqueak. I'm talking about her, dumbass. Hey. Yeah. Estella's just ignoring the very large soldier in the room and going straight for Lila. Who, yes, she looks like you could probably break her in half like a twig, but she did just pick up Alistair like he was a toothpick. So she's deceptively strong, I think. I've no reason to harm them at all, provided they don't give me one. Alistair looks from his father to you. Well, will you let me keep you safe? Will you surrender peaceably? You look around one by one at your friends, and so we can surrender or spit in his face. I really am not interested in being diplomatic. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. You sell us out to the guy who is gonna put us all in tanks and do God knows what to us. Like we saw in Jake's idol scene, which I'm glad that unless I do my own transcripts, I never have to watch again unless I'm ready. That, player character, were definitely in one of those, and since we know Rourke was naked inside his, even though they show us in, lingerie, of course, because this is T for teen and we can't show nipples. At least not girl nipples. We can show boy nipples, but not girl nipples. We were probably naked. And I feel like that's not inconsequential, to be perfectly honest. All of this to say in a lot of words that I am going to spit in his face. You spit directly into Alistair's face. He flinches and wipes it away. Boom! Got him! Yaha, my turn next. Ugh, I'm making this easy on yourselves, I see. You know what? That's sneering again. Take a drink. This is mostly just because I wanna drink, but yeah. Well. Perhaps they are still a problem. No, they aren't. They cannot do a thing now. Lock them up until this is over. Father, please. Very well. We shall imprison you in moderate comfort until the conclusion of this experiment. Moderate comfort. I shudder to think what that means. I genuinely do. We had a deal, Rourke. And I will keep my bargain, as I said, at the conclusion. Yeah. Oh, they're here to take him in. That's nominally what we think Lundgren is talking about, is taking Jake in to have him tried for treason. I genuinely don't think that's Lundgren's plan. I genuinely think Lundgren's plan is to kill Jake. I'm still upset about this. I've watched this man die too many times now. Once was plenty, twice was too many. Better hope you do. Look at you, taking orders, Lundgren. I see a spot on Rourke's shoes that could use a licking.
Ew. That's unsanitary.
Not that I'm necessarily saying... No, it's unsanitary. I was gonna say, maybe Lundgren should, but no. It's unsanitary, man. Your time's coming, Wolf. Sooner than you think. I love how by the way, Lundgren's design is so very clearly based on Michael Clark Duncan. Like, I don't know how you get more blatant. Lundgren marches out with a sneer. Relieve them of their belongings, then take them below. Alistair grabs your bag. You pull back on it, and the snakehead idol tumbles out. You both reach down for it, touching it at the same time. Here we go! The world around you vanishes in a flash of white. You feel yourself wrenched back through time. You all know what's coming. We've got to get through the backstory first, but every idol scene ends the same way. Okay, here we go. You're looking at an auditorium, packed with serious-looking men and women wearing expensive suits. And on the stage, pacing back and forth, framed in a bold white spotlight. Which brings me to my final point. That in the end, for all our technology, for all our progress, we are still collectively bound to the same wheel as our ancestors were, 10,000 years ago. We are born, we age, sometimes we breed, and then we die. Yes, because that's just how biology works, my guy. For all our achievements, all our victories and defeats, all our moments of joy and sorrow, we end up nothing but dust. We have shattered the atom, set foot on the moon, built networks that instantly connect the whole world. By this we mean the areas that we've decided are important. Because try getting high-speed internet connectivity in rural areas even in the United States. It's not easy. And yet we are all still slaves to time. This, then, is the true final frontier. Not space, not life, but time. Okay, well, but Nick, no, he just got done talking about, like, you know, we're born, we age, you know, we have kids, we die. Like, that sounded like he was heading for, like, the life, you know, immortality type of road, not really the time road. Rourke is not actually a stellar salesman, is he? I guess you don't need to be when you just have so much money that you can just convince people that you know best because you have lots of money. I wonder who that worked out for so fucking brilliantly that he's now got his finger on the trigger of the entire nuclear arsenal. Guess. And Rourke International, as always, will lead the way. The room bursts into applause, but one young man sits with his arms crossed, looking skeptical. That's not skeptical face, that's angry face. I don't know what skeptical face would be, but that is angry face. The conference ends, and Rourke makes his way off the stage. He shakes hands with a few colleagues, but as he steps out back, Alistair is waiting for him. Father? Alistair! Now this is an unexpected surprise. What are you doing at RourkeCon? It's his fucking last name, dude! What do you think he's doing there? I was in town for an interview, and I thought I'd stop by. Had to buy my own ticket, of course.
That sounds like another sneer. Take a drink. I'm almost out of drink. Oh no.
Invitations are for Rourke employees. And I don't see your badge. You know damn well I don't work for you.
Rourke shrugs.
I only hire the very best. This is such a toxic fucking relationship. But oh no, he's so brilliant, he'll save us all out of the goodness of his heart? I don't know where Alistair thinks this is coming from. And I... He sighs deeply, collecting himself. I thought you should know. I've been accepted into a master's program. It's at the Hoffman-Conahan School for Business, the most prestigious business program in the country. They've offered me a full scholarship. Is that all? Well, I just thought you should...
Alistair, there's literally no bar you could clear to make this man proud of you. Come on. Come on.
By the time I was your age, I'd built a prototype jetpack with my bare hands. I'd climbed Kilimanjaro. I'd made myself a millionaire.
Yeah, was that before or after you were, you know, incapacitated in the desert and had to have a old doctor help you build a giant metal suit to fly back to quote-unquote civilization? Was that before or after Kilimanjaro? Because I feel like it'd be, you know, most likely after. Because, you know, then you've got shrapnel making its way towards your heart. So climbing Kilimanjaro could be dangerous.
And you expect me to... what? Pat you on the back because my name got you into some fancy little grad program? It wasn't your name. I did it. I earned it.
Oh, Alistair, that is not the way the world works. You honestly think anybody gets into the top program in the country on merit? I don't fucking think so. That is all connections. Now, most likely, in order to maintain their reputation, they are picking connected people who also are very skilled, or else then, you know, they lose their reputation essentially and they're not going to be the top school anymore for a variety of reasons. But they're sure as shit not extending the same courtesy to someone whose family makes $100,000 a year. And honestly, making $100,000 a year anymore? Holy shit. That's like, I can't even fathom making that amount of money. It's kind of sad, really.
Tell yourself whatever you want, son. Come to me when you've actually done something worth praising.
And a hearty fuck you to you too.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I do believe I have a jet to catch.
Rourke walks away, leaving Alistair alone, fuming.
I'll prove you wrong, you bastard. I'll make it, all on my own.
Okay. Sure.
I don't need you.
No, honestly, you don't need him, you just need his money. To be perfectly fair, you do not need that man in your life. What kind of life insurance policies does he have? Are there any clauses, particular clauses? I wonder. Does he have his will signed? These are all things you need to check, Alistair. You feel yourself lurched out of the moment, hurled along, forward in time. All right. This is another reason I was willing to replay this chapter, is that we get to watch this again. So, named character death is coming up, but we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be excellent. Here we go. Into the master bedroom at the Elysian Resort. Alistair sits alone on the bed, gazing out, a strange, haunted look on his face. Well, well, so it's come to this. Someone knocks on the door. Take a drink. And now I'm out of drink. No. Alistair rises, using a polished wooden cane to help himself walk. Come in. An arachnid soldier enters, holding a report. Sir. Well, don't dilly-dally. How bad is it? Namazi's kill switch virus has decimated our operations, sir. Masada, the observatory, the Daedalus station, they're all gone. The Daedalus station, you say? I wonder if that might be a Book 3 location. I don't remember for sure, actually, to be fair. But I'm thinking we have, like, so the book, one of the pivotal Book 1 locations was the observatory, pivotal Book 2 location was Masada, so pivotal Book 3 location is Daedalus? I don't know. Like, I've genuinely forgotten, so. But I'm thinking they wouldn't mention it otherwise, so yeah. Our force is down to less than a dozen men. We're on the ropes. The Celestial? Still ours, but the hostiles are on the march. They'll retake it by sunrise. The hostiles. And my father? I'm sorry, sir. He's dead. Namazi shot him. I am very concerned that the timelines are merging, though. I don't think everything can be part of the same timeline. Like, certainly Grace's is a completely different timeline, because that ends with everybody literally getting blown up by a bomb. And I'm not sure ours can be part of this timeline, because we've collected everyone's bodies. And I'm not sure we'd be able to do that out of this one, because we'd have to somehow drag both Zara and Jake's bodies out before everything blows up. So there's at least 3 timelines running around. I see. Alistair turns to gaze out the window. So, what did you add up to, old man? What did you end up in the end? Dead, like everyone does, because we are mortal beings and we die. Nothing but dust. He stares out at the snowy landscape, and the towering columns of smoke reaching up from all over the island. Gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. Well then, enough self-pity. Time to work. Alistair turns back to the door, but the soldier isn't there anymore. He's lying unconscious on the floor. And in his place is... you, traitor. Okay, so first of all, I don't know how we got all our skeletal muscle back after 5 years in a Bacta tank, but I know it's not a Bacta tank, but that's what I'm calling it. Or where we got our clothes. But, yes. Yes, 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 yes! Okay.
Kira!
Alistair staggers back, pressing against the glass. Fat lot of good it's gonna do ya.
How are you? You're supposed to be...
You pace towards him. Your outfit is stained with blood, your hands clenched into fists. You lied to us, you bastard! You sold us out! To Rourke! And for what? A seat at his table? A pat on the back?
I did what I had to do. I don't regret it.
You cross the room, cornering Alistair against the glass. They're all dead, Alistair. Because of your father. Because of you.
You can't blame me for every single thing that went wrong on this island.
Oh, yes I can, and I will. I can blame your father. And instead of standing up to him, you took his side. You chose him over us. Over Raj and Michelle. Over Zara and Craig and Diego. Over Jake, Estella, Sean, and Quinn. It's very interesting that they lumped the love interests together in one sentence, actually. Over Grace? At her name, Alistair's eyes soften. He takes a deep breath.
Whatever you're going to do, Kira, do it. Otherwise, you're just wasting time. And time is all we have.
In another life, Alistair, I think you could have been a good person. But not this one. Yes, 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 yes! You shove Alistair hard with both hands. He flies backwards, shattering through the window. Ah! He screams as he plummets down, 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 before smashing hard into cold earth below. Ah! I am a terrible person, but I love this so much. I'm particularly glad that they didn't actually shy away from doing it. Like, it's better than having us, like, walk up there and do some, like, but I forgive you because I'm not like you, after, you know, we very clearly killed a bunch of people to get to him. Like, we didn't do that thing where it's like, we'll kill all your minions, but I can't kill you or else I'm just like you. No, we went for it. We're just like, you know what? Everybody's dead. The world is doomed. Or it's saved, either one. Like, regardless, we don't have any control over it anymore. But what we can control is whether Alistair lives or dies after this encounter, and we kill him. And chat is happy. It's wonderful. Ah! It just feels so much better. And now you've got the dramatic music to go along with it. In a flash, you're back at Masada. Alistair tears the idol from your grip and stuffs it back in your bag.
Stop. It's over, Kira.
You glare at him, and all you see is the look on his face as he died by your hand. See, this is actually also a thing that, you know, doesn't necessarily make sense if we are still considered friends with him. 'Cause, like, you know, you just had a vision of yourself killing your friend, that makes less sense. But if it's just that Alistair likes us, then that's a very different relationship. And I feel like there's a lot of cause for bitterness on our part if... excuse me. If we've, like, gone to all these lengths for almost 2 full books to try to get on Alistair's good side, and then he just throws it all away by betraying us at the last minute. Like, it's poetic, really. Not yet, it's not. Alistair and the guards pile your things in the corner. Good work, my boy. Meet me in my office. You'll also notice this is the only idle scene where we didn't come out crying at the end. Or at least very upset. I forget if we full-on cry. I think we did cry at Michelle's, which was the very first one. Because, like, I could see if maybe we didn't because we didn't quite grasp what was going on. Especially since her death isn't on screen in that one, it's just implied. And they progressively get more blatant as it goes on. But, yeah. Yeah, we're definitely not upset. It's wonderful. Wait, I don't want Grace to be imprisoned. And now we get back to this whole, like, really, the optics on this are really bad. This, like, almost ownership of Grace. Like, he thinks he has a right to that, and it's really, really bad. Alistair walks up to Grace. I'll make sure you're treated well, and... thwack! Grace slaps Alistair hard across the face, leaving a stinging red mark. Yeah, girl! Just... yes. Yes. Grace smacked him, but we killed him. Grace threw the first punch, as it were. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Don't you speak to me ever again. Alistair simply nods. As he goes, he pauses. I still want her kept in her own residence, not a cell. Yeah, she's being treated like his pet, and I don't like it. There's... I mean, I could also just kill him in The Sims 4. I could. Probably not going to. Probably not that mean. Probably. Very well. Rourke snaps at a mercenary, who grabs Grace and drags her off after Alistair. Now, it's just your remaining friends, Rourke, Lila, and several arachnid troops. So, are we back to the Ghostbusters part now? Oh, Diego, we could only hope. You mean the containment pods? Oh, no, no, no. That's no longer necessary. Lila? Yes, Mr. Rourke? Kill them all. Yep. So remember a couple chapters ago when we had the option to ask Lila what she would do if Rourke ordered her to kill us? I didn't ask it because I was angling for something else, and plus she was just gonna lie anyway, but if she'd have said, oh, you know, that'll never happen, or, oh, of course I wouldn't, you're my friends, or, you know, whatever, That's looking like one hell of a thing now. So we figure, right, there's a whole other book, plus one more chapter just in this book, but, you know, you could take up one full chapter just with the fight, you know. These 2 books have taken, you know, taken place over the span of, you know, for us, like 10 days. If that. Just remember this every time we have a diamond scene with Jake. Just remember that. And so yeah, you could very easily take up an entire chapter just with a fight scene. But yeah, so player character and the 4 love interests all have to have contractual immortality. Alistair's no longer there, Grace is no longer there. So at minimum, more than half of us are gonna survive. If that's any comfort at all. So that is chapter 14 complete. We found the clue, and we found the catalyst idol. Oh, I feel so much better now. Okay. Alright. So we can restart chapter 14, or continue on. I will pick this back up on Friday. So same time, same place. Twitch.tv/aromanticace at 7 p.m. Pacific, where we will close out Book 2 of Endless Summer. I presume there's going to be a bonus scene at the end, because I can't imagine them carrying the act over into another book. Maybe we'll find out what we do with these idols. I forget if that actually happens here or in the next book. I would assume it's in this book. But to do that, we kind of have to survive Lila first. So tune in to see how many of us survive. Enjoy whatever it is you do between now and Friday. Catch you later.